and welcome again to the ARC Automation Studio. I'm Alan Avery, a Senior Analyst here at ARC Advisory Group, and today's topic is going to be alarm management. And joining me today is Mark Sengupta, Director of Research here at ARC, and he's just completed a study on alarm management software. Thanks for joining us today, Mark. We've known each other for a few years, so I'm familiar with your background, but for the benefit of our audience, I wonder if you could share your area of expertise and experience in process automation and how that's enriched your analysis of the alarm management market.
Sure. Thanks for asking. I've been working in the process control industry since the late 80s as a project engineer, a sales engineer, and a product manager before becoming a research analyst for ARC. I've had the opportunity to work with DCS, SCADA, and batch systems in several different industries. Interestingly, one of my roles as a product manager was managing the alarm management solution for one of the leaders in the alarm management market.
Next, I wonder what are some of the industry needs for alarm management that would help the audience better understand this topic?
Well, prior to the digital control of processes, alarms were very expensive to implement and therefore were only installed when absolutely necessary. Computerized controls introduced a nearly free alarming system, and few companies had any procedural discipline in place to govern the use and implementation of alarm limits, the setting of their priorities, and the management of their changes. This began to change with an awakening in the mid to late 90s and the EEMUA or EEMUA 191 publication, and eventually the ISA 18.2 and IEC 62682 standards, giving end users guidance around the proper use of alarm features and the lifecycle management of these features. So the standards provided guidance, but this guidance put a burden on end users to document how the alarms were determined, how they are changed, and how they are tracked. To meet this need, end users deployed several different ad hoc solutions, usually employing spreadsheets, and suppliers started recognizing this opportunity to make this process easier and responded with various solutions.
Makes sense. What are some of the main trends that are encouraging customers to invest in alarm management solutions?
Sure. We see a number of motivators in the market, but let me discuss three here. There's a definite focus on compliance and safety occurring. Regulators want to ensure that companies follow best practices that are now codified in the ISA and IEC standards. Some jurisdictions have stiff penalties for company management for failing to follow these best practices as well. Missing critical alarms in a sea of visual and audible noise can lead to process conditions that jeopardize life, the environment, and equipment. Bear in mind that a properly instituted alarm system is an integral part of the layers of protection, or LOPA, for the processing unit. During HAZOP, end users can take credit for alarms as part of the overall safety protection mechanisms. If this isn't maintained, companies can lose that protection. Another trend we see is as the economy gets increasingly competitive, manufacturers are looking for ways to increase efficiency. One of these ways is to ensure that the operators have the right information at the right time to make the proper decisions. A poorly implemented and maintained alarm system can lead to miscues that lead to a disruption of production or inefficient production. Missed alarms can also lead to poor quality. As a result, manufacturers may need to reprocess product to meet specifications or may need to sell it at a reduced price. The worst case scenario is that the product must be remediated and disposed of.
And what would you say are the main underlying drivers that have been critical to growth in the alarm management market?
Well, for one, the chemical industry growth worldwide has been quite strong, and the chemical market is one of the largest for alarm management solutions. Asia has also been a hotbed of activity, and companies there have shown quite an interest in what we might consider a solution for more mature markets. This actually speaks to the global awareness of the benefits realized by proper alarm management. A number of high-profile industrial events globally have increased public scrutiny of manufacturers and have caught the attention of politicians. The event in the harbor of Beirut is a prime example where the government officials have had to resign in disgrace. As I mentioned earlier, company personnel are held legally accountable for failing to adequately safeguard the public. Alarm management is also a part of many digital transformation efforts. The solution allows pertinent data to be centralized and analyzed across many sites. This allows manufacturers to reduce the resource load by institutionalizing alarm management knowledge and reducing the labor necessary to maintain the system.
Okay, that's all the time we have today in the studio. Thanks for joining us, Mark, and sharing your insight into the alarm management market. Audience members who have questions or would like additional information should get in touch with the client manager here at ARC or the author himself directly. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.